Do you want to win at self-care? You don't need hours. 10 seconds can reset your nervous system. I'd like to talk with you today about self-care, because self-care gets bandied around a lot, but some people make it so time-consuming and difficult that we don't ever get started. But there are practices that you can do. There are things you can do that take seconds to reset your nervous system, remind your body that you matter, that you're important, even when you're surrounded by the chaos of life. This is how I began to rebuild my own emotional health. Tiny, consistent moments that told my body, told my nervous system, you're safe now. And if you've ever felt too busy, too tired, or too guilty to take time for yourself, this one is for you. So we've been sold this idea that self-care is almost some kind of special religion that needs dedicated time and hours, and you know, could be a whole day at a spa or a yoga retreat or a long bath with fancy candles. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy a long bath with fancy candles, and that can be seen as self-care, but the bits that really matter for me are the ones that take seconds, that we can do consistently, because our nervous system doesn't take hours to reset. It takes seconds, but we need consistency along with that so that our body knows that we are safe. It's a bit like, if any of you guys have rescue dogs, what rescue dogs really thrive well from, especially if they've not had the best treatment in life, is consistency. And that doesn't mean a routine that's at 9 o'clock we do this, 10 o'clock we do that, blah blah blah. It's when we wake up, we have some food, and then sometime after food we will go for a walk. You will know we're going for a walk because I will get your lead out. I will wait for you to calm down before, in Nate's case, before I try and put the harness on you. We will then go for our walk, and when we get back we'll have that sort of routine, that consistency. Think of it like this: every time you take a few seconds just to slow down, breathe, stretch, check in with your body, you're teaching your brain safety. You're telling your nervous system it's okay to chill out now. These small acts begin to build regulation, and over time that can reduce reactivity, emotional bottling up, burnout, stress and guilt. When we ignore those micro moments, or we don't take advantage of having those micro moments, everything begins to build up, and it's not long before it feels like it's a giant rock rolling down a hill that's really quite out of control, and can feel quite overwhelming. That's the part I want us to not get to. That's rubbish English, but you understand hopefully what I mean. It's a bit like, imagine having a bottle of fizzy drink, that's you, and then something happens that you perceive as stressful or emotionally threatening or upsetting, so that bottle gets shaken up a little bit. We get lots of fizz, right? But if we never take the top off, that fizz, that energy stays within the bottle, your body. So big things like a whole spa day feel lovely, and don't get me wrong, I'm a big fan of spa days and and relaxation and, oh, I got a good massage, but they don't last. Tomorrow you get back into being a fizzy drink bottle again. It's the tiny daily resets that rewire your baseline. This is why you can't think yourself into calmness, because the cognitive part of your brain doesn't talk to your nervous system, and you need to talk to your nervous system regardless of what your cognitive brain is doing. Our cognitive brains are really great for a lot of things, but for emotional stuff and for calming stuff, they're a bit shit, because we sit there telling ourselves, calm down. And of course it doesn't work, because the cognitive part of you doesn't speak to the emotional and nervous system part of you. So it's a bit like you could be talking Swahili. It's not cohesive for you. It's not going to make a lasting change. So I keep mentioning the nervous system, so I thought it might be quite useful for us to talk about what that nervous system does. And it controls everything from voluntary actions like walking and talking, to involuntary functions like breathing, heartbeat, BP. It manages your senses, your thoughts, your emotions and your memory, whilst also regulating metabolic processes like digestion, hormone regulation and immune responses. So let me share with you some ways to communicate with your nervous system, because telling yourself to calm the fuck down never works. I hate it when they do that in the films or on the TV, and when they're like, oh, just calm down. Okay, well, that's not a calm voice. And no, there's a rebellious side to me as well that won't ever do what I'm told. So giving me a direct suggestion doesn't always work. So let me share with you, going back to the point, how you can communicate with your new nervous system. Try this. I can't do it while I'm talking because I'm going to literally run out of breath. So do it at your own pace. And if you can't quite get to the numbers that I'm mentioning, get as close as you can. And then next time, see if you can get a little bit closer. So try inhaling slowly through your nose for the count of 4. Then exhale through your mouth for 6. And repeat that for 30 seconds to a couple of minutes. And you literally shift your nervous system into rest mode. So if you want to calm down, that's the way to do it. I'm not saying calm down. Another way you can communicate with your nervous system is to close your eyes and scan your body from the top of your head to the tips of your toes, and notice where you're holding tension. Invariably for me, it's nearly always in my shoulders and my neck, and then I stretch that area. So I would do a couple of shoulder rolls, maybe with some deep breathing, like from the first thing we talked about, and then stretch it and release. Your nervous system loves that, because if you were in a seriously threatening situation, my favourite always being chased by a saber-toothed tiger, you haven't got time to stretch and release tension or deep breathe. So by doing this, you're literally saying to yourself, I am safe, in a way that I am safe wouldn't work just by saying it to yourself. A third way you can communicate with your nervous system, on your phone, set a timer for a minute, and for that minute just sit and breathe as deeply as you can. Feel your feet on the floor, feel whatever you're sitting on supporting you and all the different parts of your body. And this is not about stopping your thoughts. It's about not chasing them and following them through. It's just giving you that moment of interruption without being interrupted, if that makes sense. So if your thoughts are racing, this is the one for you, is to just set the timer for a minute, feet flat on the floor. If you can, as far as possible, uncross your body. Don't cross your arms, don't cross your legs. Have your hands on your thighs, open, so your entire body language is open, and just allow yourself to breathe and feel what parts of your body is being supported by whatever you're sitting on, and just breathe. Another way you can communicate with your nervous system is alert your senses, because your senses are a direct line to calm. So one of the things that I find quite soothing is a cup of coffee, and I will not, you know how people taste wine and they go, and I don't do that, but I do take time to smell my coffee, and I love the smell of my coffee as it's brewing in my house. Feel the weight of the mug in my hands, and when I'm going to take a sip, I'm going to really focus on enjoying the taste. My views there, my sense of smell, my sense of taste, my sense of sight, because I had to look at the cup to pick it up, and my sense of touch, because I'm holding something warm, comfortably warm. I'm literally hitting all of my senses in one go. That is a direct phone line to your nervous system, because again, if you're being chased by a saber-toothed tiger, you haven't got time to stop and smell your coffee. Okay, so this tells your nervous system to relax. Now, to make these even easier, you can do some of these whilst you're doing other things, not driving or anything that involves heavy machinery, but perhaps you could do some deep breathing whilst you are sitting on the toilet. You could do a body scan and find those areas of tension while you are brushing your teeth, and then stretch while you're brushing your teeth. So if you want to win at self-care, it's really two-part strategy. One, know how to communicate with your nervous system. We've just talked through that. Two, finding these microsecond or micro minutes to connect and communicate with your nervous system. And that could be, on the top of my head, I notice I do deep breathing on the toilet. I notice when I have a cup of coffee, because I only get one a day, I really make that a very sensory experience. And when I'm brushing my teeth, I do just take a minute to figure out where there's any tension in my body and stretch that part. So link it in with something you already do, so you're not trying to fit an extra thing into your already busy day. Now, these ones you can just get you started. There will be others that work for you, so you can try whatever you feel might work for you and see how you get on, and let me know in the comments how you're doing.
If you want more of this sort of thing, come and hang out in the Becoming Hive, my free Facebook community for quietly rebellious introverted women over 40. There's a link below. In the Becoming Hive, we talk real strategies, no fluff, no bullshit. You could also like this video, comment on this video, and subscribe to this channel. Dust off your throne and polish your crown, Queen, because when you are well, the whole hive thrives. Until next time, swear softly, rebel radiantly, and buzz bravely.